Basically, I have autistic twins, and back in July of 2011, uh, we lost one to a brain tumor. Her name was Sophia. So basically, things around here for the last 10 years or 8 years or so have been pretty rough, especially with my wife. As a mother, she's having, not saying that fathers don't have as much of a issue with grieving as women do, but they take it a little differently because, well, they carried the child, right? So she has her ups and her downs. She has her good days and she has her bad days. We have a lot of stuff going on in the background. We're pretty private, so I'm not one to like put out my private life out for everybody to see and hear. But yeah, it's been rough. So she's having one of those days where things aren't going very well, and when she's like that, I have to take over for my daughter, who is very autistic, has a lot of OCD, and she has a lot of routine. Everything has to be a certain way and done a certain way at certain times. So my day is very scheduled. So to squeeze an unscheduled live stream in there, sometimes it can be a little much. I'm just looking at my chat. Is my chat even working? It's been a while since I've streamed, so I haven't touched anything, so everything should be working. I don't see a problem. All right, we'll just go with it, I guess. Okay, so tonight's stream isn't going to be massive. I was thinking maybe a Q&A if you guys wanted to ask some questions about me personally, about my professional life, or I can answer some things about City of Titans. I'm kind of limited on what I can talk about, but I can talk about it from my point of view. I see we got a few viewing. It's a matter of whether my chat's working or not. Can somebody say hi in the chat? Ah, there we go. Dula Grant. There we go. Fantastic. That's awesome. There must be a little bit of a lag. I'm not sure how long the lag is. Right on. Well, fire away. I mean, I'll try to answer whatever questions you have, guys. The extra stuff like ears and animal parts and stuff like that, as far as I know, they're coming. I don't think it's something we have planned for launch. I think it's something that's going to come after launch. And the reason being is because they require a lot of work in that not only do we have to make the base meshes for that kind of stuff and get all the morphing worked, but they require a lot of weighting and a lot of extra rigging. So we're just at this moment we're trying to get as much of the base stuff done. We're trying to get the main character itself. We're trying to get the rigging working for the base character first, and then once we have that sorted out, then we're going to start expanding onto accessories and stuff like tails and animal limbs, stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I personally am working on that I've never showed that goes along that lines. I keep looking over there. I should really have my chat over here. No, the current character generator does not have any of that stuff yet. It is being worked on. I'll tell you that much. It is being worked on in the background. It's just not something that's, as far as I know, that's going to get implemented until after launch. Yeah, that's a big one. The release date. Well, let me say this. From what I've been told personally, they're trying to get it. I hope I'm not going to get in trouble for this. They're trying to have it to a point where people can start subscribing within a year. That's what I've heard. So, but that all depends again on time, whether we get any more setbacks. I know they're trying really hard, but I mean, we have a small team of 40 or so volunteers. As far as I know, me and Jamie, Geeks Gone Bad, and maybe one other person are the only 3 people that are working on costumes right now. So that'll just give you an idea of how much work we can get done. And I'm putting in about an average of about 35, 40 hours a week. And I get about 1 or 2 costume pieces done a day or every couple days. But that isn't even the really complex stuff yet. That's just the base spandex stuff and working on our generic meshes. And I'll show you that. That's something I can probably show you. Because I have something really basic set up here that I can show you. As far as I know, when it comes to the animal parts, they're going to be like everything else. If you want just one ear, you can have just one ear. I don't think they're attached. The ears and the tails will be separate pieces, like everything else. So if you want to have a cat person with no ears and a tail, or a tail with no ears, you can. As far as I know. Okay. So I'm going to show you. Poop. Okay. What we'll do is I'm going to import something here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, I'll try to answer questions as best I can. Oops, wrong folder. Okay, so this is all our generic clothes pieces, okay, in here. Each one of these is a base mesh. So if I pull, let's just pull boots in, because I'm going to be working on boots anyway. So if I pull this boot in here, this is what our base mesh looks like. Okay. Now, originally in Substance Painter, I could paint on this, and I could do some height. But now with Substance Painter, I can literally change the shape of this mesh. And what happens is I take whatever changes I make to this mesh, I export it out as a high poly mesh, and then that gets baked to the original generic mesh. So basically our options are endless. Now I have to keep in mind height, because we're not using something called crap, I forgot the word. Displacement maps. So I have to watch how much height I put on things. Okay, because the height you can only show so much height on a normal map before it starts to look odd and flat, right? When it comes to the virus, I'm gonna say virus because I'm not allowed to say the name of it. When we called it FEV, Fallout fan, because Fallout or FEV isn't affecting us at all. And the reason I'm saying that is because 99% of us work remotely. So other than maybe a few of us, I know there's one on the team. He's in the States right now. He's actually going back to Canada to try to, I think he's going there to try to avoid some things. Because in Canada, we haven't been hit as hard with it. So as far as I know, it hasn't affected us that much. We're moving along just as much as we used to. Our biggest problem that we're having is just time. I mean, most of the people on the team, I'm a very exception to the rule. Most of the guys on the team have full-time jobs, right? So they're having to do a full-time job and then have to do this on during the evenings or the weekends. So their time is very limited. I'm one of the very few on the team that can put as much time as I do into this project. So I guess it's kind of a good thing that I've been put on costumes because we're in dire need of them. But I've been working on Rook stuff, for a reason. I'll just leave it at that, like in my last video. There's a reason I'm working on Rook stuff. I'll just leave it at that. So I am at liberty to tell you that there is stuff going on in the background, and it's all coming together. Just let me put it that way. It's pretty exciting. You guys your minds are going to get blown. Some of the stuff I've seen. I'm not allowed to show any of it. I'm not allowed to really talk about it too much, but yeah, I've seen some stuff and it's pretty amazing. You guys are going to love this game when it's out. Okay. So that being said, I'm going to show you another faction or this is another Rooks guy. This is the Brawler. I'm going to go. Okay, so this is the Brawler. Okay, this is the concept for the Brawler. Now, this is going to give you an idea of how we sometimes we can do really well with concept art, and sometimes concept art is no more than a guideline. Okay, so as you can tell, if you look at his boots and the concept, you look at my boots, they're darn close, right? They're pretty darn close. So yeah, that's the boots, right? They're pretty darn close. Now, if I turn this off, yeah, that gives you a better idea of what it's going to look like. Now, I added these stripes in as kind of creative license because I thought these looked kind of plain. But again, like the white is the main color and then the red is another color. And then here's the shirt. Came out pretty good. It's a pretty basic shirt. And here's the shorts. I took some time and threw some mats on this one because looks good with materials on it. But yeah, you can see this looks really good. Lots of cool details like the seams and the wrinkles in the belt, and yeah, these came out pretty good. Now, I haven't done any gloves for any of these, and to be honest, it's because they're broken. I got it does look like Mike Tyson a bit, doesn't it? Yeah, he's pretty cool. He was the first one I did. So, what was I saying? Shoot, I can't remember what I was saying. But yeah, they came out pretty good. I like those. You may hear my wife in the background. It's because I've left the door open so that I can hear what's going on. Let's see here. Like I said, I don't want to show everything because I want you guys to sort of be surprised. I'm pretty sure I showed off most of the Apex stuff. Yeah, I think I've shown these off. I think I put those on Twitter. I'm gonna close this door. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, you know, it's. Do you guys see that video where he goes and apologizes to the guy years later and they hug? That's kind of funny. No, Rooks is the name of the faction. It's not his name. I'm not sure that particular name, Rooks. That's a texture that's right on the costume. So like you can see folders here: coats, hair, head props, mecha. Yeah, there's lots of stuff here that I'm working on that I can't show right now. And this is my spandex folder that's got all my spandex stuff. Oh, what's this? Oh, what's that? Yeah, lots of stuff I'm working on, guys. Guys are gonna love it. Guys are gonna love the stuff I'm putting together. Well, unless you guys got any more questions, I think that's going to be it. Sorry the stream is so short. I will try next. We'll see how it goes. Maybe sometime this week I can do a stream, or maybe on the weekend. I'm hoping on Sundays will be my stream days. I'm hoping that I can set aside an hour or two every week and just do streaming. And I was planning on doing a piece for you guys tonight, but time just isn't there for me to do it tonight. But I'm hoping that maybe next week I can actually. I've got it all set up so to be on my Cintiq, so I'll have to use my headset, but I'm already set up to be able to work on my drawing tablets that's just over there, so that I can show you guys how I do this. That I don't know about, Dan. I don't can't even see your name. I'm not sure how they're doing names. To be honest, that's not something I've ever asked. You might want to head over to the Discord and ask that, because somebody in there probably have a better answer for you. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna work. Trying to think if I've ever heard them talk about it. I would hope that they would lean more towards the champion thing myself too, because I mean, I don't want Superman 001, Superman 442, and that's kind of dumb. It takes away the uniqueness of the name. As for the update to the character generator, I know there's something coming. I can't tell you when, but I know there is something coming. I've personally put in a bunch of capes. I don't know when they're coming in, but they're slotted to be put into the next update as far as I know. I put a bunch more patterns in there as well. And there's some regular clothes I did as well that should be in there as well. So there should be quite a few pieces put in the next update. As to when it's coming, I have no idea. The capes that I did were like two I don't even know what those called. They're 2 shoulder capes. I do have plans to make just regular shoulder capes. But again, I have to go on the generic meshes they give me. And the reason I do that is, again, because those generics are wired and they're rigged and they're weighted. So I can't just, like, I'll show you here real quick before I log off. I go in here. I think I've showed this off at one point. This is a house coat I'm working on. Okay. I can't use this yet because it has to be. I have to give this to Jamie, and he has to rig it and weight it before we can do anything with it. Okay. But this will give you an idea. With this generic coat, I'll be able to do all kinds of different combinations with it. I can do dusters. I can do short coats. I can do waist length. I can do tethered. I mean, there's a million costumes I can make just from that one generic mesh, right? But it needs to be rigged and weighted first. And right now, Jamie is very feverishly working on the rebuild of the character generator, as far as I know. Well, there you go, Glitch. There's a casual jacket for you. That's meant to be a bathrobe. That's the point. And I'll be making a belt to go with it at some point because I was thinking of Eddie from Christmas Vacation. That's who inspired this. So I can make a version that's short like his. I think we even have his hat too still. And I made Crocs. You guys, that's the other thing. I gave them Crocs. I gave them all my shoes, so those should be coming in the character generator time soon. If they're not already in there. I don't know. Did they put Crocs in yet? I don't remember. Yeah, I have so many pieces that I've given them in the last couple of months. It's just a matter of Jamie finding the time to put them in. It's tedious to put them in the machine or in the engine. I don't know why I'm wearing those. I don't need them. But yeah, I think I got a male version here too. Yeah, there's the male version. But that gives you an idea. That's just one piece that I'm working on. And then I can take that, throw it in ZBrush, and I can do anything I want with it. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. I will try to do another live stream. I'll try to do one every week. I'll try to make them be about an hour or two. I'll try to make my Sundays my stream night, and then I'll try to do a piece. At least get the ZBrush part of it done so that you guys can see what it looks like before I bake it. I'd like to bake it too. Oh, thanks for the follow, buddy. Appreciate that. More the merrier. If you haven't yet, hit my YouTube too, eh? Because I'm going to upload this to YouTube for people to see as well. I'll probably do some game streaming too at some point. The Vindicated Cat, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. Love it. Yeah, I will definitely try to get a stream in every week, showing you guys more and more stuff because, like I said earlier, it's kicking up. Things are starting to move forward. I wish I could tell you guys more. I want to. Trust me, I really, really want to. There's just so much happening. All right. Well, I don't see any more questions coming in, so I think I'm going to wrap the stream up, guys. Thank you so much for following and watching. Appreciate it. And we'll see you guys out there. Bye for now.